Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Mid-Atlantic Modeling League's Chaos Cup. We're in week number 8. Run Bad, thank you very much for thank you very much for the raid. Welcome, Raiders. Welcome, everyone. Berserker Tempest, thank you very much for the bits. We've got a double header for you tonight. We've got a very good one for you to start off with as well. We're going to get underway here in Division B with the Vesuvian Lavabacks versus Conspicuous Disunion, Berserker Tempest versus Chime, Lizards versus Necro. Before we take a look at the two teams, though, why don't we take a look at the standings late in regulation here in the Chaos Cup. In Division A, currently in first place is Ajax and the Fishy Fiends. They're a Chaos Renegades team. They are 5-1-2, hot on their heels though. JD Whitey and the Blitzburg Steelers, they're a Skaven team. They are 4-3-0, the only remaining undefeated team in Division A. And in third place, BB Nuts Bowleaf Broncos. They're a Nurgle team. They're 4-1-1. Over in Division B is where we're getting started this evening, and in first place is Cobblestorm and the Goner Gets. They're a Goblin team. They're 3-2-1, and behind them by just one touchdown is Spire and Philosopher's Song. They're a Lizardman team. They are 3-2-1. Up tonight is the third place team in Division B, Berserker Tempests, Vesuvian Lavabacks, also a Lizard team. They are 3-1-3. And in Division C, in first place, is the Dinnerbell Darlings, coached by none other than Doug the Minotaur. They're a Dwarven team. They're 5-1-0. With Moobs and Sea Snakes in second place, they're a Duck Elf team. They're 4-2-0. And in third place, Clypheus' Odin and Snuffle. They're a Norse team. They're 4-1-1. First up, the home team tonight's going to be the Vesuvian Lavabacks. They are coming in with an 11-player roster. Their team value is at 1,420,000 gold. They have the Crocs, all 6 Sauruses tonight, 2 Skinks, 2 Chameleons, 1 Oppo, 12 cheerleaders, and 6 assistant coaches. They have got the staff. They're ready to go. 4 dedicated fans, 2 rerolls. They're going to be up against the Necro of Conspicuous Disunion this evening. They are 11 players. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 players on the roster. They're coming to a TV of 1,235,000 gold. That is 185,000 gold in petty cash going to the Necro team. That's a lot of money. We'll talk about what they might do with that in just a minute. 2 Flesh Golems, 1 Ghoul Runner, 2 Werewolves, 2 Wraiths, and a bunch of Zombos, 6 dedicated fans, 3 rerolls. How are these two teams going to play tonight? The Necro team, the away team. We'll take a look at them first. They have 3 ball carriers on this roster, the 2 Werewolves and the Ghoul Runner. These are going to be the 3 main targets for this Lizardman team this evening, but these Werewolves can sure put in some work. They both have block, both have frenzy, one's a blodger, and of course they have those claws that treats everybody's AV as if it's an 8+. Up against these Sauruses and this Crocs, that can be absolutely devastating. Chime is 1,000,000% going to put these werewolves to work and try to remove these lizards off the pitch one by one, turn after turn. But the problem is, of course, these werewolves and the Ghoul Runner, those are the only 3 pieces that can really effectively handle this ball on this roster. So those werewolves with frenzy will have to follow up. Chime's going to have to make sure that that werewolf can get back to safety. Big Bob Oakley here with that dodge skill. That's not just making you more defensive, but also allows you that free reroll to dodge away. Oh, Pat Nez, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. He'll need to leverage these werewolves for their blocks, but still keep them safe so that the lizards don't go after them, because if a werewolf is going to be a target, Berserker Tempest 1,000% is going to take it. Look at the 2 randoms he got here with the Witch Doctor Kick. That's a great random, and Sea Beast with Dirty Player. 2 great random skills on these Zombos as well. Pretty solid roster here early in the season. Just 2 weeks left in regulation before the cut to top 8 for the Chaos Cup. But remember, this is just the first competition of the season. We have 2 more opens after this, and then the Invitational at the end. So still very early in the season, still on the lower end of TV, although a lot of these teams are creeping up there. Well, why don't we look at one right now? The Vesuvian Lavabacks have picked up a lot of TV here. They're at 1,420,000 gold. You can see he has block on 2 of the Saurus blockers. Definitely an early pick for these Sauruses. They have strength 4, that's great. They have no skills otherwise. Did pick up guard on 2 more blockers. These guards are these guardsmen are going to feed into those Saurus blockers with the block skill, trying to get that strength 5, maybe even a 3-die block out of some of these Sauruses with the block skill. Otherwise, it's going to be a little risky taking blocks with the Sauruses with just the 2 rerolls. Needs to be a little careful there. Also needs to be careful of these Sauruses getting locked down. That's where these guardsmen are going to come in as well. If these Sauruses pair up a blocker to a guard, a blocker to a guard, he might be able to keep these Sauruses mobile, block one away, reposition another one, and then on the next turn, maybe that one's marked. He can bring the other in on the blitz, free up the other guy, and keep them mobile. That's going to be very important in this matchup as he tries to hunt down those 2 werewolves and those ghouls. Because if he lets that werewolf run free, he's going to start losing players, and that's going to be a very tricky spot to be in when you're a Lizard coach, especially early in the season, right? Your skinks are your only ball carriers on a Lizard team, and you keep them safe with the Sauruses and with the Crocs. So it's a little bit more of a chess match when you're a Lizard coach, trying to figure out, trying to thread the needle when you're moving your skinks into position, whether you move a skink into position for an assist on a block, you move a skink up for a foul, or whether it's the ball carrier, how are you keeping him safe turn after turn after turn? That's those Sauruses, but if they get locked down, the Sauruses can't really move because the Sauruses and the big guy, of course, are Edge 5+. Very difficult for them to dodge away. Really, the only way they reposition is on a blitz. So Tempest has to be very, very mindful of that, giving up a lot of TV in the assistant coaches and the cheerleaders. I think it's very funny. I love it. I appreciate it. But it is a lot of TV going back to his opponent. That's 185K. That's a Helmet Wolf he could pick up. It could also, or in lieu of Helmet Wolf, it could be a Wizard, right? I think either one of those would be decent. I don't think he needs, I don't think Chime really needs Helmet in this matchup, not with the Wolves. I think I might go for a Wizard myself. But we'll see what Chime decides to do as we get in this first game of the doubleheader here. I'm going to head over to Discord real quick. We'll see if the 2 coaches are ready to go. And if so, we'll get game number 1 of 2 tonight underway. Looks like coaches are ready to go, so we'll wait for this game to get started. Our second game tonight, right after this game, we're going to have the Tizark Savage Boys versus As Bad as Raiders. Tizzle Bizzle versus Electrics Man. That'll be Orcs versus Undead. That's coming up at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That's UTC -4, just about an hour from now. So we'll kick over to that game when this game ends. We might kick over to that game earlier. It just depends on how this game's going to play out. This is week 8 of 9 of regulation. Again, before they cut the top 8, the top 2 teams from each of the 3 divisions will make the cut to the top 8, and then the 2 best teams besides that will make the cut to top 8, and then they'll duke it out in a single elimination bracket. The winner will earn an invitation to the Blood Bowl at the end of the season, as will the runner-up. The winner will advance in the upper bracket. The runner-up will advance in the lower bracket. But other teams can also qualify. It just depends on how the qualifications work out. You need some power of 2. So however many teams make up the difference, that's how many teams qualify. We had 11 teams qualify. I just said a power of 2 and 11 teams, but bear with me. We had 11 teams qualify in the Blood Bowl in Season 4. Still 2 opens after this to go, so a lot of these teams really team building here in the Chaos Cup. Conspicuous Disunion wins the coin toss. Am I on? There we go. And they're going to choose to be on defense to start. So the Necro team on defense to start. 3 on the line currently here for Conspicuous Disunion. They did pick up the Wizard. That's the way they decided to go with this. Is the weather clear? I think it's clear. Yeah, clear skies for this first matchup this evening. Look at all 12 of those cheerleaders. Berserker Tempest praying to Nuffle right out of the gate. Wants to win that cheering fans kickoff event. So giving up the wide zones against this Lizard team. Now the Lizards set up their offense. 5 on the line currently, spread wide, 2 in either wide zone. The number 6 Chameleon Skink back to receive the ball currently. These chameleons will get to move with this on the ball skill. It allows them to move to interrupt an action to move 3 spaces. Those actions can be a pass or a kick. Decent skill to start off with a rookie player with. Ball kicked deep here with the kick skill. Being kicked to the 18-yard line over on the right sideline. We'll see if the ball stays on the pitch here. It does not. It'll be a touchback. Whether it will stay the same, we'll see who gets this ball to start the game. And it's going to go in the hands of number 16. 2-die block on the left defensive end to start this game this evening. We get a push out of this. Just the 2 players with the block skill on this Lizard team. There are 4 players with the block skill on the Necro team. Von Rue, welcome to the stream. Von Rue demanding death. I think you might get it tonight. I think you might get it. And fails the boneheader roll with this Croc. So big guys typically have a nega trait. In the case of the Crocs here, he is boneheaded. So before he takes an action, he has to roll a d6. On a 2+, he can take that action. On a 1, he fails. Not only loses his actions, but loses his tackle zone. And this is a critical decision to make for a team that's only fielding 3 players on the line. Because if that Crocs is an anchor on your formation and you lose that tackle zone, your formation might just very well collapse. So a calculus you have to make with boneheaded big guys like Croxes or like Ogres is, do I even want to take the block? Am I fine just sitting here with strength 5 exerting tackle zones on the pitch? Pulling this offense in very tightly here with the ball on the 4-yard line. Turn 1 now for Conspicuous Disunion. So Conspicuous Disunion now with this offense real tight here. They might try to start applying pressure on the sides. So you have to be a little careful with the Skinks. Skinks are very fast. They're MA8, but so are the Wolves. Again, limited effectual ball carriers for both coaches this evening. Skinks for the Lizards. There's 2 Wolves and the Ghoul for the Necro team. They're going to move the kicker up the line to take a mark against number 5. This is the Saurus blocker on the right side with the block seal. 2-die block with the Wraith. Gets a POW out of this. Looking for a 10+. Wraiths can be a bit of a nuisance. They're the blitzers on a Necro team, so that gives them the block skill, of course. They have sidestep, which is a nuisance skill, but also foul appearance. So foul appearance means if you try to take a block on these guys, a block or a blitz, and you have to roll a d6 on a 1, you've lost that block, or even worse, you've lost the blitz. Armor broken on the left side of the line, and it's a KO. 1 Saurus removed from the pitch. 1-man player advantage for Conspicuous Disunion here. Got the POW on the left guard. Got the armor break. Big 10+ to break armor. And got the removal. And a foul. Gets called off the pitch on the foul. Only got a stun out of it. Sea Beast on the foul. So I don't think he had any assists on that foul. He had 4 assists on that foul. Tried to argue the call. Failed the... oh, yeah, this is his team. See, I know how teams work. He's not the blue team, he's the pink team. Got called off the pitch, so now down to 10v10. Tried to take out the second Saurus here. If he could get both Sauruses with the block skill off the pitch, that'd be a huge advantage for this Necro team. Minute 20 on the clock here for the Lavabacks. They have the ball on their own 6. Skinks are weak, Skinks are frail, but they are stunty, and they have dodge, so they can kind of get to where they need to be. And with a MA of 8 on the regular Skinks, 7 on the Chameleons, they're pretty fast as well. Pretty mobile pieces, but you got to keep them safe. Old Gamers Mike says, I want to see a Wolf Blitz. I'm sure we'll see it before the game's over. 2-die Blitz. Shift by the left guardsman over the, should I keep using the word guard for, like, an offensive lineman when there's players with guard? There's that failed foul appearance roll we were talking about. Tried to take the block on the Wraith. Rolls a 1 and will lose the opportunity to block that Wraith now. Old Gamer Mike, thank you very much for the bits. Cheering for the undead team. 12 seconds ago in turn 2. And that'll be the end of the turn for the Lizards. So no pressure on the sides by Conspicuous Disunion yet. The Lizard team has to be very, very mindful of this Wizard. Even when you're not spending that Wizard's doing work. Just by having that threat, an opposing team has to be very careful of how they set up players. A tight cage is a real nice target for a fireball, and who you have the ball in the hands of could potentially mean a very nice target for a zap as well. So, as an example, Festoon, thank you very much for the bits. Welcome to the stream. As an example, was it Chime's team? It was somebody's team. I played a Necro team, and they had at the time just the one wolf and the one ghoul, and so I set up a gambit. I threw a blitzer. I was a human team. I threw a blitzer to get surfed. The wolf came in, took the surf, but remember they have to follow a frenzy. I zapped the wolf, turned him into a frog, and now if I can get the knockdown, it's an instant removal. So I removed the wolf. So that's something you have to be cognizant of as well with the wizard. It's not just about the fireball. There is that zap skill, not quite as effective as lightning bolt used to be, but still a very potent threat. And just hanging on to that threat really does a lot of work for you. It forces your opponent to play very, very differently. Bad Dog says, why do we still not have channel points redemption for Telestrator of Doom? You know what? I'll put it on the list. I'll put it on the list right now. Telestrator of Doom. Perfect. Big Bob Oakley on the blitz on the right side here. Gets a push. Frenzy follow-up into a 1-die. Rolls a skull. Spends the reroll. Gets the knockdown. Needs just an 8+, but doesn't get it. Repositions the Flesh Golem over on the left side of the pitch. Now applying that pressure on the sides of this offense. Always have to decide whether you want to bundle up your team or spread out to keep a ball carrier safe. You'll often see a team like a Dwarven team. They'll group up tightly together because they have lots of block. Often will pick up guard as their first skills, and they just like to beat you up, right? They're a very bashy team. They want to out-bash you. Lizard team's a little different, where they have the bashy pieces, but they also have these very brittle pieces as well. Same for the Necro. Necro, some bashy pieces, some mobile pieces, so they can be a little tricky to play at certain levels of TV. I think for the Lizard teams, they are by far the weakest at low TV. And they get better as their TV improves. Old Gamer Mike praying to Nuffle. Number 1, the Crocs. knocks down Big Bob Oakley, repositions on the blitz, moves the ball back up to the 4-yard line. And now a 2-dive block over on the left side here. Gets a pal. Minor 49er, the second. Oh, Mike says I like Necro around 1,300. Von Rue, thank you very, very much for the bits. Thank you for your kindness. I appreciate it. Fireball spent here. Got nothing out of it. He got a hit on I think the downed player already. So Fireball spent. Tried to open up a hole in this cage, didn't work out, and now this Lizard team does not have to worry about the Wizard for the rest of the game. Blitz on the right side here against the number 8, Saris. This is the rookie Saris. Gets a pow out of this. No armor break. Now a mark on the ball. That was like an Orko spell from He-Man. 2-dive block over on the left side here. That is going to be a... I was going to say that's going to be a turnover unless he spends a reroll, but he'll take it. The trade does not work out. Back to a one-man player advantage for the Vesuvian Lavabacks. Chime. Where is he? Where's the coach? Where are you? There he is. Chime just sitting there. Cindy just sitting on the sideline saying, you know what? Yeah, take it. Take it. It'll work in our favor. The flesh column falls on his head. Blitz with the Crocs. Gets a knockdown thanks to the block skill. It's a great skill to pick up on this big guy. Big guy with Mighty Blow gives him a +1 to his armor or his injury roll, and you see it right there. Got the removal. Very well done. Now a 2-man player advantage for the Lavabacks. Good 3+ dodge by the ball carrier. Dodge skill does... Well, that's not a good dodge. The dodge skill does 2 things for you. It makes you a little more resilient when you're getting blocked. It treats the defender stumbles result. That's that little blue exclamation point right here as a push instead of a knockdown. It also lets you freely re-roll a failed dodge. So a very good skill. 2-dive blitz now on the ball carrier. Gets the knockdown thanks to the block skill. Gets a stun as well. Ball bounces into the not hands of Cuthbert Crawls. For a moment there, he's like, I can do it. Maybe I can cradle the ball in my sheet. But no, Cuthbert, you have no hands, buddy. Ball bounces back to the 6. Tries to pick it up with Mr. Wickles. Fails to pick up, spends another reroll here. And now the defense has recovered the ball. They're down to 1 reroll for the half. They have the ball in the opposing 6. No more movement for the Werewolf unless he rushes. Rushes only fail on a 1. That's, let me think back to high school calculus. That's, derivative of pi divided by, multiplied by the inverse. 900% failure rate. 900%. 900. All gamer Mike lowering the rush failure rate from 900% to a measly, a cheaty 99%. Second quarter begins. The Lavabacks lost possession of the ball here. They were on offense. They need to recover. When it comes to keeping the scythe or grabbing the ball and scoring, it's an easy choice. It's not an easy choice. Sure, you have a sight. Sure, that can chop people up. 2-die blitz here by the Crocs. 8+ breaks armor. Gets the ball out of the hands of the Wolf, but it's going to bounce one space further back to the 10-yard line now. Looks like it's going to be a pickup attempt for number 13, the rookie skink runner. But if you pick the ball up, you can have glory. Two-die block over in the right wide zone. This is not going to work out. He's going to spend a team reroll, gets a foul. No, he recognizes that he needs to recover the ball there. Down to one reroll for the half. No armor break on the opposing kicker. Good ball pickup. Offense recovers and shoots this ball all the way down to the opposing 8-yard line, just off the left sideline. Turn 5 now for Conspicuous Disunion. So they find their entire team on defense here, currently marked by this Lizard team. 2-die block by Big Bob Oakley. Gets a dodge push to do the frenzy follow-up. Another dodge push here. Two-die on number 15. Gets a pow here on the blitz. Frees up Mr. Wickles. Mr. Wickles still with 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces of movement remaining. Good dodge. That was actually a 50-50 dodge as he was marked by the Crocs. Crocs, another trait of the Crocs is this prehensile tail. Makes all dodges a -1. Cosgood creeps, moving back to play some defense, but number 13 already in scoring position, just one rush away from a touchdown. And now one die by Captain Cutler. Gets a push against the number 8 Saris. Follows up and puts himself in a heck of a position between a rock and a lizard place. A lizard and a hard rock. One rush to score. Yeah, I'm workshopping it. I'm workshopping it. 1-0 the score. Vesuvian Lavabacks take the lead in this ball game. A Crocs. Okay, a Crocs and a hard place, baby. That is what I'm here to see. The Vesuvian Lavaback cheerleaders, a full 12-player squad. That's how they got on the board. It was the cheering of the squad, keeping the morale up, keeping the crowd hype. And now the Lavabacks on defense. Did not get back their block Saris. So they're going to be down, I think it's going to be 10v10. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Indeed, it is 10v10 on the pitch. Wow, what a formation here for the defense. So they're shifted to the right here. Iron Cynic says, 12 cheerleaders giving the other team a wizard. Yes, but an ineffectual wizard. Because the crowd was so hyped by the cheerleaders, the wizard didn't know what to do. He was too tilted. He couldn't stand to be around all the cheering lizard fans. Festoon asks, I'm sorry for being slow. Brilliant coaching. The Lavabacks win it on their assistant coaches. So the Lavabacks back up to 2 rerolls. The 6 assistant coaches got their heads together and figured out how to get an extra reroll out of the half. So 3 turns left for Conspicuous Disunion. The ball kicked to the 14-yard line just off the right sideline. Festoon asks, I'm sorry for being slow. For what it sounds like, even though I'm in 8th in the standings, I have a chance to redeem myself next season. So just to get nomenclature correct, this is the first competition of the same season. So there are 3 open competitions. You can participate in all 3 or any of the 3. It doesn't matter. You could say, take your team from this competition, bring it to the next, and bring it to the next. Or you could just start, you know, if a new coach can just start next season, or a coach that participated this, or next season, next competition, or a coach that was participating in this competition could participate with a different team next competition. But the top teams will advance to the Blood Bowl. So there's going to be at most 6 teams that earn invitations to the Blood Bowl. The problem, or not the problem, but the trick that comes into play is each coach can only qualify once. So if a coach qualifies more than, oh, good KO here by Conspicuous Disunion. Trying to get this ball in the end zone in 3 turns. Take out a Saurus, and they're going to, well, I don't know if they're going to try to control the left wide zone or not. They only have the 1 wolf there. But if a coach qualifies more than once, then there's more slots that fill up, or that open up, and you need to fill the bracket, so to speak. So if there's any gaps in the bracket, then the next highest teams will earn an invitation. So the 3rd place teams, and then the 5th place teams, and so on until the bracket is full. So yeah, you can absolutely carry your team over to the next competition. You can run a team for 3 consecutive competitions. Some teams do well at low TV, some do better at high TV. But every season, every Chaos Cup, you have to start with a TV 1 million team. Turn 7 now for the Lavabacks. Have to defend for 2 turns here to start the second half on defense once more. Oh yeah, no worries, no worries. Right, and then each competition is its own thing, right? So like once the Spike Magazine Trophy starts, everybody starts at 0 wins for that competition, and then they duke it out to see if they can win that competition. And whoever wins that one will earn an invitation, and so on. Two die blitz by the Crocs. Lots of blitzing with the Crocs here, getting through these boneheaded rolls. Takes a mark on the ball carrier now. Count Ivalo von Meanskrieg, the rookie ghoul runner for Conspicuous Disunion, currently the ball carrier on the 12-yard line, just outside that right wide zone. $15 seconds to go in turn 7. Lavabacks have not dipped into their bonus clock at all this half. Very efficient turns. Chime, of course, the runner-up last season, losing out to Nick Satan in the championship game. Chime running a lizard team last season. Now turn 7 for Conspicuous Disunion. Trying to punch this ball into the end zone here in 2 turns. They have to end this turn in scoring position to do it. If they can end this half in a 1-1 draw, they'll be in pretty good shape to try to win this game with a 2-1 grind. We'll see if they can pull it off with just the 1 reroll left for these this pair of turns in the half. 2-die blitz down. Pitch by Cuthbert Crawls. Gets a push against Moxie Crime Fighter K. Number 13, rookie Skink. Skink's going to stay on his feet, however. Electric Man says, I'm just trying to keep pace with Nick Saban. Yeah. Oh, failed the 4+ dodge. 4+ dodge. That was actually a 75% chance of success with that free reroll, but failed the 2 rolls. You can see there, rolled a 1 and then a 3. It was a 50-50 dodge again because of that prehensile tail. Fails the dodge. Now it's looking a little grim for Conspicuous Disunion to try to get this ball in the end zone. It all comes down to Big Bob Oakley being the one to score. So I imagine Big Bob Oakley will be the target of a blitz, but we'll see what happens here in the next 2 minutes. Yeah, I wouldn't sweat it, honestly. If you were to go 0-8 this competition, I wouldn't sweat it. And I mean this with all sincerity. Regardless of standings, right? It's very easy to see the actual gains in terms of SPP, in terms of team value, in terms of treasury, in terms of roster, in terms of skills on your players. But every game makes you a better coach, right? If you go into each game, oh my, he's warping into the ether. Oh no, no, Captain Cutler, no, come back to us. Stay with us, buddy, stay with us. But every game, if you go into every game playing earnestly, and I mean, trying your best, and you will get better, because you can then look back at that game and you can say, oh, that's what I did wrong. It is so much easier to identify your play when you're not playing because your mindset is different. The pressures on you are different. So I encourage everyone in any sort of competitive game that you want to improve in, play. Just play games, and then watch your games. And you will get a lot better. There's a lot of coaches in this league that have gotten tremendously better just by playing. Just play. And in this league, we're all part of the tribe, right? We're all just enjoying this game, so everyone's willing to help and talk shop, and it's a lot. I mean, I just love Blood Bowl. It's such a fun game. Turn 8 now for Conspicuous Disunion, so they have an opportunity to score no matter how slim it is. Big Bob Oakley could be the one to do it. So not going for the score, just going for the blitz, trying to remove players. Got the armor break, got the removal. Well done. Permanent removal here, unless the oppo was spent. Nope, there he goes. See you later. Hashtag Mere Lava. Get out of here. Get out of here. So that's a definite removal for the second half. We'll see if those KOs stick. Another armor break. Hunting the Skinks. Got another KO. Well done by Chime. 2 removals in the turn. BB Nut says, I hope Vamps are added this year. 2026, I want to terrorize the league with Vamps. I hope they're added too. I really want to see Gnomes in this game too. 1 die block over in the right wide zone. Got a skull out of this. May as well spend the reroll. Double skulls. We'll see if the zombie of Mr. Hyde stays alive. He does. That's the end of the half. 1-0 the score. The Lavabacks in the lead. Conspicuous Disunion will be on offense yet again to start the second half of this game. Yeah, if you're unfamiliar with our league, our competition, our opens are constructed based on the number of participants. So we had 27 teams in this Chaos Cup. That's a divisional, so 3 divisions of 9 teams each. for 9 weeks of regulation. Each team plays every other team in their division once. So every team's going to get 8 games. 1 week's a bye week. And those divisions are determined by random pairing. So the system generates 3 completely random sets of 3 divisions. And everyone does a blind vote on which ones they want. And the one with the most votes wins. I got to say, I did not vote. I did not vote for the pairing we have. This was not my choice. So again, going with this offset defense with 3 on the line here, covering that left wide zone, giving up the right wide zone, and has that one safety deep in the backfield. Rolls a 2 on the D3 for 5 players who can move 1 space here on the quick snap. Electric Man says I'm painting my gnomes as we speak. Oh, that's awesome. I have not seen gnomes played at all in any capacity. I'm very eager to. Tier 9 now for Conspicuous Disunion. They have 3 rerolls. The Lavabacks, just the 2. Coming up in about 25 minutes after this game, we're going to have game 2 of our doubleheader this evening. That will be the Tizork Savage Boys versus As Bad as Raiders. Tizzle Bizzle versus Electrics Man. That will be Orcs versus Undead. That'll be a fun match as well. Very bashy matchup. I'm repositioning players to try to protect the ball. Currently has pulled in this offense to try to control this bit of the pitch. 2-die blitz by the Wolf into a frenzy follow-up. Spends a re-roll here, trying to get the knockdown on the Saurus. Doesn't get it. Gets a push instead. Eagle TSI, welcome to the stream. What I miss? We're in the second half of game 1 of 2 tonight. It's a 1-0 ball game in favor of the Lizard team. If the Vesuvian Lavabacks win tonight, they will advance into first place in Division B. Again, the top 2 teams from each division will make the cut to top 8 after week 9, as well as the 2 best teams between the 3 divisions. Try to hand off here to Big Bob Oakley. Big Bob Oakley was having, you know what it is? I'll show you what it is. He couldn't pick the ball up. Look at those fingernails. Look at those fingernails. Yeah, like, no, man. You got to trim that stuff. You can't have that when you're a professional ball player. 2-die block against the kicker works out thanks to the 2-die blitz, I should say, works out thanks to the block skill. Still has a number of spaces of movement left with number 5. Repositions into the center of the pitch on the 2-yard line. And now takes a mark against Cosgood Creeps. Cosgood Creeps, the number 15 Wraith. It can be real difficult to pick up SPP on these raids. They are your blitzers, but often, well, I shouldn't say often, a non-trivial amount of the time you're positioning these wraiths to be a nuisance. And being a nuisance does not earn SPP. 3 skinks spread out very wide here in the backfield. 1 in each segment of the backfield here. The left wide zone, the right wide zone, and center pitch. All in the secondary. Spends a re-roll here to try to get a knockdown. Knocks down number 13. Going after that werewolf. Tempest aware of how important that werewolf is to the opposing team. Trying to get the removal. Turn 10 now for Conspicuous Disunion. The ground with the ball currently on the 8-yard line. Everybody trains each week to face off against their opponent, but they never train to face off against the ground. The ground is such a good Blood Bowl player. High possession rates. Electrics Man says, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but those are claws. They are, and they're great for murdering people, not so great for handling the ball. Very, very. Have you ever tried to hold a ball with claws like that? Have you ever tried typing on a keyboard with claws like that? I'm telling you. Have you ever tried eating a taco with claws like that? It's very difficult. Very difficult. Wolf Blitz gets the knockdown on number 5. Again, this is an 8+ to break armor, not a 10. But doesn't get it. Impossible to pick your nose. That's right. That's right. Tudai blocking against number 8. Gets a push out of this. Captain Cutler on the block. Rookie Flesh Golems. So these blocks don't have the block skill. That can be a little scary, even if you're getting 2 dice. It's scary when you're down a reroll or 2. Eagle TSI says, I've always thought claws should lower your agility by 1 as a nega trait. Maybe. Blood Bowl is such a... what's the word I want? From a game design perspective, such a complicated game. I don't know. I don't know what impact that would have. Good ball pickup here by Count Ivalo von Meanskrieg, the number 10 Ghoul Runner. Conspicuous Disunion here in turn 10 has recovered the ball on their own 8-yard line. They're going to move it forward, cross the line of scrimmage to the opposing 2-yard line now. Four-plus dodge by the Wolf does not work out. He'll stay on the pitch, though. The Wolves have an average AV of 9+. Turn 10 now for the Lavabacks. They have just one reroll left in the game. They are in the lead currently. I think Claw should give you a +1 to looking beautiful. Look at that. He's painted them red with blood. Blood claws. Minute 19 on the clock. Stand-up blitz by number 5. Got through that foul appearance roll. It's going to get the knockdown on Cuthbert Crawls. Remember, Cuthbert Crawls does have sidestep. So it is Chime deciding where that Wraith goes, and it doesn't have to be straight back. It could be any adjacent open space. And now mark taken against the ball carrier. Dweezil Batchelor, the rookie blocker, on the mark. If the Lavabacks draw this game, they'll still stay in third place, but they'll gain a point. They will be tied with the top 2 teams in terms of league points. You get 3 points for a win, 1 for a draw. Your competition standings are determined by league points. If there's a tie, the first tiebreaker is who beat whom. So if you played and defeated the team that you're tied with, provided it's not like a rock, paper, scissors situation where there's a 3-way tie and Team 1 beat Team 2, Team 2 beat Team 3, Team 3 beat Team 1. Then who beat whom is the first tiebreaker. If it's still tied after that, the next tiebreaker is TD differential. So you take the number of touchdowns you scored minus the touchdown number of touchdowns you've given away. That is the next tiebreaker. If it is still tied, then it's the number of touchdowns you've scored. And if it's still tied after that, it remains a draw unless that tie needs to be broken for, like, the cut to top 8 or something. Then there's a playoff game. One die block on number 9 here gets the knockdown. Does have the 3 reroll on this dodge. It's a 3+ dodge into one of these spaces. Rushes the zombie of Mr. Hyde into position just forward of the ball carrier, taking a mark on Diesel Bachelor. Failed the dodge by the Wolf. Will spend the dodge skill here to try to keep the drive alive. So what's happening right now is he's being asked to use the dodge skill. All skills in Blood Bowl are... Oh, no. Spends the team reroll. Gets the pal. Looking for an 8+ here. Doesn't get it, but gets the knockdown to free up the ball carrier. All skills in Blood Bowl are optional unless they say otherwise. Frenzy, the primary example of a non-optional skill, where if you take a block and that results in a push, you must follow up. And if your opponent's still standing, you must take a secondary block. Failed the dodge here. No! Big loss for Conspicuous Disunion as they try to dodge through the gap here. Failed the dodge and KO'd themselves. They've lost the ghoul and now they're down to just the 2 wolves. Big loss for Conspicuous Disunion. Now the Lavabacks have an opportunity to secure this ball. They don't need to score. They just need to keep it out of the hands of the Necro team. If they've done that, they've won. And if they've won, they're in first place. Eagle TSI says, my 8-1 quarantine lost in the semifinals to a 7-1 Dark Elf team in my league, 1-0. That was basically the last tabletop game I played since January. I do miss corn. I mean, not the vegetable. That's delicious. I have that all the time. What would a corn team? What would a CORN corn Blood Bowl team? Would they just be from, like, Indiana? Like, what would that be? Nebraska. 3 seconds ago, turn 11. Failed the pickup here with the 1 reroll. Is he going to spend it? He does spend it and takes off with the ball. So now the Lavabacks have the ball on the opposing 6-yard line, just inside the left wide zone. No coverage, no protection, rather, on the ball carrier. 2-die block against number 6. Got the POW here. Decides to follow up. Just keeping the zombie out of the play. But the zombie only has 4 MA. To stand up, it would have cost 3. Could have maybe kept that Saurus mobile by keeping him free. Good knockdown on number 7 as well. And a very good mark on both of these wraiths right now. Keeping them pinned by being orthogonal to them. When you're orthogonal to a piece, right, the 2 O's here, that means every single dodge is a negative dodge. There's a -1 modifier applied to the dodge. I should say at least a -1 modifier. Repositions to get the POW on number 9. And now that Wraith is free to lend an assist for the 2-die against number 5. Breaks armor. Wow, good injury here by Conspicuous Disunion. We'll see if they can capitalize on that, if they can stop the score. Oppo is spent. He does his job. Well done. Well done. An expert in his field. Went to Johns Hopkins. Learned cleavery. That's his specialty in med school. And was able to save the number 5 Stars blocker. He'll go back to the reserve box, drink some Gatorade, and get back in this game in the next drive. Eagle TSI said, we had a guy in our league with a quarantine that was all farmers and handmaidens. It was pretty sweet. Good KO here on the skink. Hunting that skink. Removes another one. The 2 chameleons off the pitch now. 1-die block against number 7 by the Wolf. Gets a push. Has to follow up due to Frenzy. And now has another 1-die block to take. And this will work out due to the block skill. 8+ breaks armor. No armor break. Still has his blitz. A 3+ dodge with Big Bob Oakley. There it is. To the 2-die blitz. Can he get it? Can he get it? He does. 8+ will break armor. Got the armor break as well. Very well done. Good blitz. Removed the 3rd skink from the pitch and recovers the ball. Well, almost recovered the ball. That'll be a turnover. Very well done. Got through the 3+ dodge to get the 2-die blitz on the ball carrier. Got the removal. Claw not really in effect here. The AV's already an 8+, but got the removal. I'll tell you what was in effect. That block skill. One of, if not the best skill in the game of Blood Bowl. So now the Lizards in a bit of trouble here. They're down to 1 skink left. Remember, these Sauruses and the Crocs, they're all Edge 5+. They are not going to pick this ball up. Lavabacks blitzing Big Bob Oakley. Get the knockdown. Spire demanding death. Had a few injuries, but no deaths yet. Cease, welcome to thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. I appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're enjoying Blood Bowl. Look at that cheerleading squad. My goodness. Money well spent. Money well spent. If you're new to the game of Blood Bowl, not money well spent. Don't do that. Well, all right. Yeah, all that. Let's count that up. That's a 3+ to a 3+ to a 3+ to a 2+ to a 3+ to a 2+ to a 3+ to a 3+. My goodness. 8 dice on the roll, was able to recover the ball. Oh man. You know why that happened? I'll tell you why that happened. Got the pal here. We'll see if he stays on the pitch. 8+ breaks armor. Broke armor. Did not stay on the pitch. So that is the skinks removed, and now the Lavabacks in real trouble here. They have no real effective way to recover this ball. I'll tell you why that worked out. The cheerleaders, they help you out of the cheering fans kickoff result. What does the cheering fans kickoff result help you out with? The prayers to Nuffle table. This is a tribute to Nuffle. Let this be a lesson to all. It's in the book of Nuffle. Nuffalations 723. For he who hath full cheerleader squad shall be blessed with my grace. Two-die blitz against Big Bob Oakley. We'll get a push out of this. C-Scast, does this go to extra time in the event of a draw? Nope, not in regulation play. Yep, it's only for the cut and the Blood Bowl, the championship. Two-die block against Captain Cutler, gets a pal here. So I think going after that ball was was very greedy. The Lavabacks really just need to protect the ball to keep it out of the hands of the offense. Turn 14 now for Conspicuous Disunion. The Lavabacks down to just 5 on the pitch, and none of them are skinks. They've got to defend for 3 turns. That means this Lizard team, they're really looking at the 2 wolves here and here. 1 die block against number 8 works out to the... Ah! No! Who demanded death? You got it. You got your death. Resurrection kicks in there. Not resurrection. Regen. Regen kicks in, but still gets the 2 SPP for the Kaz. Okay, Mike, thank you for the bits. Yeah, I can't remember how many were on the pitch. Let me count again. Let me see. Hold on. I got to do the math here. 1. Oh, there's 2. I found a second one. There's I can't miss the big guy. That's 3 easy. 4 left on the pitch. Okay, Mike, thank you very much for the bits. All right, Big Bob Oakley looks to be the scoring threat. 3+ on the pickup. Fails the pickup. Will spend the final reroll here. Failed the pickup. That's the final reroll spent. Just 2 turns left for Conspicuous Disunion to get on the board. 3 turns for the Lavabacks. Neither team with rerolls. The Lavabacks with just 4 on the pitch. Can they somehow pull this off? Praise Nuffle. Armor break on a lineman. Got a removal. Well done. Finally fails the boneheaded roll with the Crocs. This is not good news. Not good news indeed. Did he spend the blitz on that? No, he spent the blitz here. Another armor break, another removal, but he's really got to be focusing on the Wolves. Not that that's an easy task by any means. Uphill block on the flesh column. Is it going to be a both down? It is going to be a both down. That's a turnover. No armor break. Turn 15 for Conspicuous Disunion. They have to end this turn in scoring position. The ball currently marked by the number 6 Saurus. There's the assist against the Saurus with Minor 49er the second. Two assists against the Saurus now. Here's the blitz. 2-die blitz. Gets the knockdown. Pushes onto the ball. Hoping for that ball to scatter forward. But it does not. 1 space back to the 6. No rerolls left. Big Bob Oakley does not have sure hands. He's got those claws. Good pickup by Big Bob Oakley. Here we go. Handoff to number 13. Is he going to do it? Is he going to do it? There it is. Good handoff. to number 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Very well done. Is he not going to go into the end zone? I guess he doesn't have to, really. He says, you know what, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. 1-1 the score. Conspicuous Disunion ties the ball game. Very well done. That was a very scary handoff. Yeah, BB Nut says didn't need to hand off that turn. Yeah, that was a very, very scary handoff. Disconnect here by somebody. I like what we're paused on. We get the wolf with the victory music. Oh no! Oh no! The Lavabacks got back no skinks. Not one. They had 2 that were knocked out. Not a single one comes onto the pitch here. They could have won this ball game with a skink, but now they have none. I mean, they can still technically do it. We'll see what happens. So 5 on the line for the defense. They're playing very shallow here. Asar's back to receive because he has to. Hey! Hey, let's go! What'd you get? It's not gonna matter. Oh no! Oh no! Double skulls by the Crocs! That's gonna be... That's gonna be the game. A 1-1 draw here. There'll be 1 turn left for each team. Oh no. Oh, I believed in you, number 9. I thought you could grab that ball, no problem. Pick that ball up and pick the ball up and pass it to someone else. I believed in you. This was your you wanted to be the world. You wanted to be the first great Saurus passer in the game, and I knew you could have done it. Nothing to do here but to pick up some SPP, maybe put some hurt on the opposing team. Coming up right after this game, we'll have our second game of the doubleheader this evening. It'll be Lizards versus... no, I'm sorry. It will be... I've already forgotten what it will be. It'll definitely be a team against another team. That is a fact. Orc versus undead. There we go. Nothing out of the blitz. Repositioning that werewolf. I would have just sent him all the way back to the end zone. Yeah, it'll definitely be someone against someone else. Yep. Why risk? Oh, he's going for the foul. I see. He's going to try to foul a GG foul on the Crocs. He has 4 assists right now. So I'm sorry, he has 5 assists. Every assist on a foul is basically treating the opposing AV as a -1. So got a stun out of it. Did he No. I was like, did he successfully argue that? Nope. Nope. Look, the ref knows what you're doing. The ref knows what you're doing. Chime tried to argue with the ref. The ref said, get out of here. So the player was called off and Chime was called off the pitch as well. And that'll be the game 1-1, the final. And with that, the Lavabacks will remain in third place. They'll pick up another point here. All three of the top three teams tied in terms of league points, 11 apiece. Very close race here in Division B with more games to play in week 8 and then just one more week in the competition. You'll notice the Lavabacks, that's their season. They're done. They've played all 8 games, so they're going to have to hope that works out to advance to the top 8. They're currently in third place. They won't be able to get into first or second unless something very dramatic happens. But it might be enough. We'll see what happens here as we go into... I don't know what the other stand... Well, why don't we just see if it's enough, shall we? So, So not enough. Nope, it's just not enough. Nope, so the Lavabacks unfortunately eliminated here in the Chaos Cup. Had a very, very good run, though. And I imagine, or at least I hope, we'll see Berserker Tempest back for the Spike Magazine trophy after the Chaos Cup. But had a very good run. Ended up in third place here at the end of their 8th game. It was a lot of fun to watch. So we're going to head over to our second game here of the doubleheader right now. And this game is going to be... If I were on the right screen, I'd tell you.